Hello, hello, hello. It's like a rare time where you hear me yap in one of my streams. And that usually indicates that something special is happening today. Sure, it's like Pokemon Lucid. Several runners have beaten it, but I haven't. So, it's special for me. And I want special for me because I wanted to champ some special mons. Yes, I have the ability to speak. I'm glad that you all picked up on that. That's awesome. So, I've prepped everything I can. I ironed it out yesterday. Some of you were witnesses to that. I'm pretty confident in my plan. I think like the main goal is like pretty much avoid player error in terms of like player inputs or like forget to teach or like change natures while I'm in the E4. I hope it doesn't happen. If it happens, I might be fucked, but let's hope this doesn't happen, shall we? Alright. I'm gonna start like the recording also just in case, and also I know that like sometimes the stream there's like a crackling sounds, especially when I stream for a longer period of time. I can't do anything about it. It should stop after like 30 seconds to a minute, just to let you know in advance, you know. Alright. Well, I think like you see my first mon already. I think it's no surprise that I bring Sylvie on here. It's like a cool mon. I like the mon. That was like the theme of the E4 team I built. Especially like with like 3 mons particularly. And we can have a small look at them, shall we? Don't worry, I won't extend this to like 2 hours like some other streamers. I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna bring this E4 behind me. So let's have a look, shall we? There's like this Sylveon. It's gonna do some really cool stuff, especially on the first fight. I hope you enjoy it. There's also like a Toxtricity. I was like very not keen on this mon for a long time, but it was like the perfect fit. I hope you see why very soon. I wanted to get myself some Mickey mons, so I can champ the mons I like, so I couldn't pass up on like a Great Tusk or also like a Talonflame. Veteran Lucid E4 runners know what they can do, heard what they can do, and if you need a reminder, hey, that's the right stream to tune into. Shoutouts to Terra. I have like the honor to champ Cinderace, maybe also like in his name. It's gonna do some disgusting stuff, not gonna lie. Yeah, and I hope, well, I hope that like I can show you that like it's like a really good mon, and it get kills it honestly shouldn't get. And last but not least, my Game Corner mon Superior. I know that like some of you guys thought that like I misclicked on the Game Corner initially. I didn't. It's like my most favorite starter of all time. I'm gonna give it like a chance in a spotlight. It's so hard in ROM hacks. If you don't get like Dragon typing, Draco Meteor, some Mickey stuff, you don't get this in difficulty stuffs usually, difficulty ROM hacks usually, and let's give it some time to shine, shall we? Alright, that's the team. No, there's no Oinkoloink on this team, because like honestly, there's like a chance I could have brought it, but it would have died, and some say it's the mascot of the team, and I don't want to kill a pig. No one should do that. So I left it in the bench. And yeah, I think I used 6 scales just for the E4 alone. You'll see it eventually. Also used like a ton of mints. I greeded resources like crazy on the run, so I can afford to do silly dumb stuff on the E4, and well, I want to use that, shall we? Alright. Yeah, I think it's like enough yapping. I think like my mons are also like in like a good spirit. And let's not wait or waste any time anymore, shall we? Alright. NVC, please let me through. Thank you. Alright. One last check. If like at least the items I can check, just in case. But that looks right. That's awesome. Just gonna double check if I have like the resources I need. I got like some stuff here. I already like prepped. I see like the items I need for later fights, which is like really nice. Some berries I'm gonna use. A mint I'm gonna use. Maybe 1 or 2 gems, maybe even more. And the Earthquake TM as it should be. One last check maybe for like a moveset on Talonflame. Looks good to me. Alright, yeah. Let's do this. It hits different when this music starts playing, not gonna lie. Alright, the background maybe gives a little bit of an indicator what fight I'm gonna do first. This should be Misty. And I want to challenge her first. And it was the right door. I'm very glad that it was. Right, where's my mon? Oh yeah, there, hi. Alright, I'm gonna start yapping a little bit about the AI in general. To put like together all the people here and like to get like the information you need to know for the C4. There's like no choice of what you can do in the C4. There are 4 forced double battles with 4 new E4 team members. You can challenge them in any order. You can also pre-damage, pre-status, etc. You can do that all freely. The last fight is a Sun fight for Champion May. This is like the only single fight in the game in this C4. Alright, I see that like some people are starting to go to spam badge, so I think we should start entertaining them. Also shout out to Charlie to update this dialogue. I patched up to 122B because he was nice to give the E4 members some more lore. And yeah, they explain basically why they're here in Hoenn and why they want to like beat me up basically, but I will prove them wrong. Alright, let's start not our run, shall we? Lucid E4, Misty, let's go. Hyper offense lead from Misty with Dragonite and Iron Bundle, while I have a Sylveon and Toxicity in mind. Small explanation of the AI. AI loves to go for efficient kills. And wants to score as many kills as possible. If they can get like scores in diagonal directions, so slot 1 kills slot 1, they will do that. In this case, we can see that my Sylveon is fine and my Toxicity only dies to Dragonite, Stomping Tantrum. So Dragonite is forced to attack my Toxicity here, and therefore, because AI is efficient, the Iron Bundle wants to freeze dry my Sylveon, which I can use. I'm gonna use Hyper Voice here, and I'm gonna go to Talonflame, completely negating the damage from Stomping Tantrum. That's the freeze dry. I was pre-burned, so I can't get like frozen, obviously. And this Sylveon had like the perfect IVs to never kill any one of these mons with a crit, which is very important. Alright, we activate the Throat Spray, we get a little bit more juice, and with like Talonflame next to it, we can spam Hyper Voice again to go for a double kill, and we use Tailwind to give Sylveon the speed it needs. That's Dragonite down, and that's Iron Bundle down. Alright. I goes in slot order now. Should be slow kill, Zeraora, Plasma Fist, doesn't really matter though. And this should be the background Pokemon Manaphy. With the boost from Throat Spray, I can use Moonblast and Overheat to fast kill this Aurora. Barely though, it was close. I can also reposition myself with Talonflame because I gave it an eject pack. Because Manaphy will attack it, because obviously Talonflame is dead to Scald right now. I can go to my Superior here to offset the damage. And Manaphy will finish off the Aurora. Manaphy hasn't used or haven't moved yet, so it will Scald my Superior here, triggering an eject item again for like the perfect positioning. So Superior gets switched out, and I can bring my final mon to like the Deadly Duet, which is Neon Rift, aka Toxtricity. And basically this fight is over right now because we can literally scream both of them to death. Goodbye Starmie. Always a kill. Manaphy heavily injured. And Hypervoice will always finish it off. And there is one last mon with Togekiss. A little bit of a threatening mon in Lucid because he has Aerial Aid. Has a lot of bulk. But it can't survive a 2v1 in this scenario, especially if Tailwind is still up. And that's one down. That was Misty. A fast-paced fight, and you're gonna see that a lot. Alright, now we can leave this room and choose our next opponent, which is going to be Whitney. I have to do some prep. Give me a little bit of a sec. So the first thing I wrote down, which is like very important, is I have to change the background so you guys know what I'm doing. Let's shall do that. Alright. And I need a little bit more speed for one upcoming fight, so I can immediately use the Jolly Mint on Talonflame. It was relaxed before, minus speed, wasn't really great. And now it's fast. Alright. I want to rearrange the mons as they are on the notes. Give me a sec. Toxtricity, Cinderace, Sylveon, and Superior. This should still be pre-burned. This should never have an item, otherwise I wipe. This would be bad. And let's give them some items. There's like a booster energy. It's basically a life orb for Paradox mons. We have a Focus Sash, which is very important for my Toxtricity. There's a Cinderace, and I think it has the right lens already. Let me have a look. Looks good to me. But Cinderace has to be pre-damaged. $169. And I can give these two their respective gems of their typing. So this is the Grass Gem. And this is the Fairy Gem. It's not really needed, but like, just in case, you know. Alright. This should be Booster Energy, Great Tusk on slot 1. It has the moveset it should have. Talonflame without an item, very important. Focus Sash Toxicity, because it needs to switch in. White Lens, because of Pyro Ball. Pyro Ball got buffed in this game to 95 accuracy. You will see why maybe this was a mistake in this game. This is the Fairy with pre-burned because it could potentially switch it into an Ice Punch. And just like my Superior, with the Grass Gem to boost its damage a little bit. How crazy is my ace? I can like also like show the IVs, I guess. I changed the natures already. This great task was really was decent to good. Great task, it's just like an insane one. I think I needed to hit like all thresholds I wanted to hit, so it was fine. I changed it from Jolly to Adamant though. This was like my Adamant mint. This Talon Flame is pretty damn good. 30 attack is a really good threshold, especially for the later parts of the E4. Can't complain about that. We have this Toxtricity. It didn't see much use in the game itself while I was challenging all gym leaders and stuff like that. It was important for Winona. It got like a small cameo in the Sydney fight. Solid mon. Nothing outstanding in my opinion though. Cinder Ace, broken. It was also natty lonely, so I didn't have to like spend like a mint or anything like that. And it's gonna, yeah, shoot some pyro balls. Very many balls. This was my Sylveon, hatched from the egg itself. Pretty damn good. It was bold. I changed it to naive for the C4. Did whatever a fairy type should do, I guess. Especially when Hyper Voice is obtained. And also superior. It barely hit the 22 speed fresh mark, which is really important for Janine. Overall a solid mon, can't complain about that. It has the stats it should need. Alright. This should be everything. Let me double check one thing quickly in the calc. I want to see if like the pre-damage from Cinder Ace is okay. But that looks fine to me. Right. It should be room 4, given my notes. I will save here though. I will reset if I walk into like an accidental wrong room. I can't bother wiping because of that. Because the order is has like importance in the C4. Alright, I think we're good to go. I did the mints, I changed the backgrounds. Talonflame has no items. Cinder Ace is at the HP it should be, and my Sylveon is pre-burned. Should be good. Whitney, the crybaby, I guess. It changed. Whitney changed her team quite a bit. There's not a mill tank, but there are some disgusting normal types there. And Whitney is like one of the very few fights in this game where there's like a hard-coded AI in it, which is basically the tailwind from Tornadoes, which is something I'm gonna abuse. The Tornadoes in Blood Moon are Luna as the lead. Whitney's overall strategy is Tornadoes buffs the speed of slow, bulky, but also like heavy hitting dealing launch. And one common strategy obviously is to counteract this with the tailwind of the player. So booster energy activated, close combat kills Blood Moon straight up. And I have to tailwind here, because Tornadoes will tailwind. Otherwise Blood Moon will outspeed my Great Tusk. I'm the faster tailwind in this scenario. I think the speed doesn't matter in this fight. This is the CC always kills. Which is very nice. The next one is Roserade, because Sylveon and Iron Hands see that they die to the 8th roll of Headlong Rush. I can use this turn to set up my Great Tusk even further. I need a little bit more speed for the next one, so I Rapid Spin on the Tornadoes, this will never kill. And Acrobatics the Roserade. Roserade will target my Great Tusk. Because I kill it faster, Roserade won't get an attack off, and Tornadoes will air slash my Talonflame. I can get procced by Poison Point, and I can get max roll crit by the Earth Slash. Tornadoes is winding up. It doesn't matter because I always survive. And we're even faster. That's a disgusting high damage for weapon spell, holy fuck. This is Terrapagos. The Mon on the background. It's a normal type, but the first attack basically gets negated by what the fuck is called? It's like the ability from Dragon Knight, which halves the damage. CC kills, but I have to break the Terra Shell beforehand. That's why I have the speed on the Talonflame, because I can fast U-turn, proc it, deal a little bit of chip damage, and Donphan will straight up kill this Terrapagos. Tornadoes will go for either Access and Sorcery or Air Slash, it doesn't matter because I will bring in a Focus Sash Mon. This is the fast U-turn, I proc the ability, it's only a one-time use, I do abysmal damage, doesn't matter because Great Tusk will do the damage for me. I will bring Toxtricity here. I will get the kill, first of all this Air Slash gets off, doesn't matter. And I'll CC the Terrapagos. Terrapagos goes down. AI is now forced to bring the mons which AI thinks is dead to fast kill from Great Tusk, which is in this case Sylveon. However, it is not actually. AI looks at the 8th roll of like my damage spread, but there are some rolls where I don't kill the Sylveon here. So I can't stay in with my Great Tusk here. I have to switch out, I have to bring even more firepower than that. I can bring in my Cinderace here. And I can protect on my Toxicity. Let me look up at the notes that I don't do anything bullshitty. No, should be right. Because the AI or Sylveon sees that it could get fast killed, it is forced to protect this turn. So basically, I get free momentum, I can reposition, but no damage will be dealt this turn. This is to protect. Tornadoes always sees a kill with Access and Sorcery on my Toxtricity. That's why I have to protect here. Both Tailwinds now are gone. However, because the AI is hard-coded, even though Tornado sees a kill on my Toxtricity, it has to Tailwind here. It can't attack. And because the damage is seen, Sylveon can't attack my Toxtricity even though it easily can one-shot it. Because AI wants to be efficient, the targeting is still intact. Tornadoes, well, kinda attacks like my Toxicity, but Sylveon is forced to attack my Cinderace, which I can use to straight up kill both of them. Tornado sets up Tailwind here, this makes Sylveon faster than every mon I have. However, because of the targeting and this Psychic goes into my Cinderace, I pre-damaged in a way where now Blaze is active and this Pyro Ball straight up kills. And Overdrive obviously also kills the Tornadoes. This is Iron Hands, this is the last mon, and it is still a problem, because Tailwind got up. This is a problem. So, I have to protect here. I have to stall the Tailwind out. I know that like Iron Hands will Drain Punch my Cinderace here, because of the random attacking move Tornadoes could have used. Toxicity could have been in like red HP, basically 1 HP. So I just want to show what I would have done in this case. I taught Protect to all the mons. So I can double Protect here, there's no downside to it. We just stall. And if you guys know me, I like stall. Alright, and here we can switch out for mons which are better to handle the task of killing Iron Hands, because this is a disgustingly tankly mon. Cinderace never baits Ice Punch here. This is Drain Punch all the time, especially in this scenario. I can always switch into Superior, it always survives. Toxicity could have baited Ice Punch or Drain Punch. Both of them can survive my Sylveon here. Right, this is the Drain Punch on Superior. It had to do it because Cinderace was dead to it and Toxicity wasn't. I get the chip here, it doesn't really matter. There's only one more turn of Tailwind. And obviously I can also protect this one, because I have Protect on all of my mons. So I basically let Whitney set up her Tailwind, but it didn't get any use of it. The opponent's Tailwind is out. Both of my mons are faster. I can straight up double kill, or like kill with like Grass Gem, Leaf Storm, and Fairy Gem, Moonblast. The gems are not even needed, I just want to show them off, because I can. $154 base HP on Iron Hands. I don't know what Game Freak smoked with this mon, but I'm glad it's dead now, because we're through. Iron Hands is down, last mon, and Whitney has fallen. Let's go. I hope the remaining battles will be easy. Alright. We can heal up again. And the next fight is going to be Janine, the poison type specialist. So what I should do is do that, so you know which mon I'm going to see, I guess. And I had to do Whitney now because I have to teach Earthquake for my Great Tusk right now. And I get rid of Rapid Spin here because I don't need the speed control anymore. It was only needed for Whitney in this specific scenario. I will need knockoff in this fight though. Alright, I give me like 2 or 3 minutes and I rearrange my mons. And I prep them for the next fight. This is, both of them have to be 222 HP, which is funny. Both 222. And let's just get all the items so I can be very, very sure that they have the right items, and not the one from the fight before. Alright, Superior will need the eject pack. And if you're asking, it will get a fast kill turn 1 in this fight. This is the eject pack, that's good. I will give Toxicity an Assault Vest, I don't think it will matter. I need a Dark Gem for the Great Tusk. Cinderace needs White Lands. I'm not even sure if it needs on this fight. I don't think it needs in this fight, but it will need it on the next fight, so it doesn't hurt. For some reason I wrote that I give my mon a Focus Sash here. I'm pretty sure it's like to manipulate the acrobatics damage or something like that. It doesn't really matter. I just want to do what like my notes say one by one. I trust them more than my ability to judge right now. And I give my Sylveon an eject button. Alright, we can check it one more time. Eject pack, Leaf Storm. Also, Superior hit the 250 threshold speed mark, which is very, very good because it will get a fast kill on turn 1 on the Greninja. I will switch out then Toxicity anyway. I will get this in for free, and this is the pre-damage. I want to check the pre-damage just in case, because I want to bait a specific mon immediately. It is 222, and this is also 222 for the Talonflame. Okay, that's good. Cinderace won't come out this fight. Focus Sash pre-damage Talonflame, because why the hell not? And eject button, because I will only eat a non-poison move, so I can reposition. Cool. I think that's everything already. Let me look. I kill this, I kill that, I reposition, then I get a first circle. Yeah, okay. This should be a 5-turn fight. I hope this is Janine. Just gonna save, just in case it's not. Because this would screw me over quite badly. I think technically it wouldn't even screw me, now to think about it. But I just want to get Janine off. Yeah, this looks like Janine. Mainly because this sprite doesn't look like Jasmine, I guess. I don't like this sprite, it looks a little bit boring. Alright, one last check. 172, 272, 272. Eject pack, AV, Dark Gem, White Lens, Sash, button. Yeah. This should be the easiest fight in the E4. I hope I didn't overlook anything. But hopefully I shouldn't. Let me just look up one more thing. No, this doesn't change anything. If I have to assault first. Okay, let's do it. It's gonna be fun. Janine! From Kanto and Johto and now Horan is a place, I guess. And she's a ninja. And she has lots of poison type mons. And a ninja mon, I guess. And a strange looking bird. But there's like a dark team, you know? Rain kinda cooked with the team, I can't lie. Greninja and Glimora is the lead. Glimora is really annoying because of the toxic debris ability to set up toxic spikes for free. However, the fight is going to be so fast that it won't matter. I'm one speed point faster than Greninja. I can straight up Leaf Storm kill it. I will bait Earth Power from Glimora on my Toxicity. So I can again use this to position my Talonflame for free. You see a theme here. That's not the first time I do that. This is the Leaf Storm. This Leaf Storm always kills. And because of the Eject Pack I get a free switch. Which will be my ground type for this poison type trainer. Which will be very devastating. I get a pre-damaged Great Tusker in for free. It's pre-damaged because now for the switching calculations it will see that Sneasler can fast kill it with acrobatics. Earth Power goes into nothing because I'm flying. And Glimora and Sneasler are here and they think they are very very fast. However, this Earthquake will straight up kill both of them and the Tailwind gives Great Tusk the speed it needs. And this is straight up a double kill. And the range is not even close, to be honest. Great Tusk is disgusting, man. Alright. This should be the only mon which survives Great Tusk's onslaught right now, which is Galarian Articuno and Gengar on the, from my point of view, left. I don't have enough damage with my Dark Gem boosted knockoff. It does roughly about minimum 90% to Articuno. But I have enough damage if I fast U-turn also on the Articuno. Articuno sees a kill on my Great Tusk, so Gengar is forced to attack my Talonflame, which it gladly wants to because it sees a Thunderbolt kill also. I U-turn here fast, get the chip I need, and can position in my Sylveon here, which is like a special defense tank. I survive everything from Gengar excluding poison type moves. The poison itself on Sylveon right now doesn't matter. Because of the Dark Gem boost and because of the Tailwind I set up earlier, Articuno fast dies. Gengar will Thunderbolt now my Sylveon slot. It doesn't matter because I have the eject button. So I can bring back my Talonflame. And this is already the last one for Janine. This is Naganadel. Both Naganadel and Gengar have 250 speed. Normally it's not that easy to hit the threshold. With Tailwind obviously it is. Tailwind is still up. Gengar has Focus Sash. I can immediately proc it by acrobating it into it, dealing a damage instance to it, and this is the fight already done. Because body doesn't matter, it was important for me that I bait Gengar pretty much last. If I would have baited Gengar earlier, my Earthquake from Great Tusk could have been disabled, and I could have been in some trouble here. This was my original line, I reviewed it yesterday, and I'm glad that I found this flaw. And that's Janine. Foo foo foo. You cooked well, Charlie, you cooked well. Again, okay. One fight left. This is Jasmine. And let me prep for it. This has a very, very small Pokemon called Melmetal. It's not a problem at all, it's not disgustingly bulky or anything. And I can yap a little bit here in between. I'm not gonna lie, this fight was, without a doubt, and it was not even close, the hardest fight for me to prep. Unless I discovered something, and then it was by far the easiest fight to prep. Because maybe if you look at my mons right now, and the Lucid veterans know the lead, Jasmine will lead with a Focus Sash, Intimidate, Landorus Therian, and Booster Energy, Sandy Shocks. And I don't have that much water or ice type attacks right now. This is like not really ideal. But we can play around it a bit, I guess. I will need a Miracle Seed here to boost up the damage a little bit. This time I'm definitely gonna need the White Lens. Does Cinderace still have it? I guess so, right? Yeah, okay. And I can give some items. I don't think I will need them, but just in case, I can give a Payapa Berry to my Great Tusk, a Psychic damage reducing berry. I can give a Focus Sash to my Sylveon, which is really important. And I give an Eject Pack to Talonflame. And I have to pre-damage to very, very low HP on many mons. This is 27 HP. And this is 64 HP. I'm not even sure if this HP matters, even if it has to be that accurate, but it's on my notes, why the hell not? And this is 183. Okay. I see that some of you spam balls. I'm pretty sure you can spam this even more in the next fight. Let me have a look one more time. I have to be very precise with like the HP stats here because I want to bait certain moves. Let me double check it, especially for the superior. This should be the right amount of HP. So Cinderace, I don't even know why I wrote 64 HP, but I'm just gonna wing it with it, I guess. Great Tusk ideally never sees the light of day on this fight. 183 is very important on Talonflame. Let me look up exactly. Wait, that's the wrong one. This doesn't make sense. Now it makes more sense. There's something wrong here. Hold on. Oh wait, I changed the nature. Yeah, I don't have like the plus defense anymore, so maybe my pre-damage is correct. Yeah, my pre-damage is correct. Awesome. Okay. And I have the Focus Sash just because I want to survive any hit. Okay. Alright. So, I looked up for this fight by far the longest because I couldn't see like a clean lead on this. The Intimidate makes it so much harder to do shenanigans with like Eject Pack to reposition. I don't have easy triggers for the Focus Sash on the Landorus Therian. In general, I don't have that much good damage on like the first two, on like the both ground types. it was really, really rough. And I'm pretty sure there is like, maybe there is like a deathless line here? Maybe not, I don't know. But then I realized, hold on, I can just do like a very, very explosive start. And I don't have to care about this bullshit anyway. And if you're still confused what I mean, you will see in a few seconds. Last check. Yeah, okay. This should be fine. Only wanted to double check. I have the focus sash. I changed the background? I changed the background. That's very important. Alright, this is Jasmine. Last fight of the E4, then Champion May awaits us. And this should be fine. Just want to check one more thing. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Hi, Jasmine. You love traveling and now you're here at this room. And you don't leave the room. Okay. Oh, Steven. I see. Okay, this makes more sense lore-wise. I'm standing before you, ready to battle. Well, this battle won't be very particularly nice for you. Alright. Last D4 member, Elite Four Jasmine, leading with Landorus Thebian and Sandy Shocks. I have no clean lead at all. I have no way to like consistently deal damage to Landorus, especially because of my team composition. And if I don't have anything, I can go out with a big fat boom burst. I boom burst with the cast step. It will immediately trigger, and I will protect because boom burst would hit my superior here as well. Cast step triggers. I protect here. At Toxicity, you're gonna do one more show before you go down like a fucking hero. Earth power on my Warrior Gaze, doesn't matter. Rock Slide kill, claims the life of Toxicity. 07 to the soldier. It did exactly what I needed it to do. I can't complain anything about this mon and my team right now. Because this fight is over right now. Terra, this is for you. Cinder Ace and Superior will tear this team apart. Pyro Ball kills straight up Landorus because I'm in Blaze. Energy Ball straight up kills Sandy Shocks, especially because I'm Overgrowth. And I'm fast as fuck in this fight. I don't need Tailwind here. So now the AI wants to be smart and wants to pick up the counters for these two mons. And it kinda makes sense if you think about it. Rotom is a water type, it's very good against my Cinder Ace. Tapu Lele has survives everything for my superior. The problem is the AI only sees like slot wise, and I can see a little bit further than that. Pyro Ball straight up kills Tapu Lele, Leaf Storm straight up kills Rotom. I don't have to switch anymore, I can just straight up gain the kills I want here. Rotom is down. Pyro Ball does 106% to Tapu Lele and it straight up dies. And these are the last two mons already. This is Melmetal, which I can't kill, and this is Metagross, which easily dies to my Pyro Ball right now. I have to get rid of Melmetal first though. My mons are so low that direct slot-wise targeting is active, and because of my pre-damage, Metagross will always Trailblaze here. And Melmetal will use any move, but I will want to stay in with Cinder Ace. I protect here with my Cinder Ace, and I can go to the 4x resist Talonflame to eat the Trailblaze. Metagross will gain speed though because of that. Does barely any damage. It does enough damage though that Metagross sees a kill now. This is important. This why the pre-damage was important here. So now Diagonal, slot-wise targeting is still active. Melmetal wants to kill my Cinder Ace, Metagross wants to kill my Talonflame. I'm faster though. Pyroball and Overheat will straight up kill. I want to double check that I have like the item to switch out, which is the eject pack. I have it, that's great. So I will Overheat and I will Pyroball this Melmetal to the Stratosphere. I don't know why you guys spam England right now. I guess you see a lot of balls here, but you do you, I guess. I will switch out. Metagross will Psychic Fang my Talonflame slot. I don't care because my Sylveon here does not have a lot of physical defense. It could die to high roll crits. Focus Sash ensures that I will live always though. And we get another go. And Melmetal is down. Alright. Psychic Fangs on the Sylveon, I will survive. And +1 Metagross is 235 speed. My Cinder Ace is 237. I can just gain the kill here. And with a... if you don't want to have like a clean lead, just go out with a bang. Metagross is down and the all of the 4 members at least are done. I paid the price though. Toxicity has fallen. I only have like 5 months for the champ fight. Luckily, I will not even need 5. I think I can poke a while here and my toxicity doesn't get revived. If it does, I obviously won't use it. Okay, yeah, that's cool. And we go to the last fight, which is a Sun fight with a Koraidon, which looks very, very threatening in theory and on paper. Alright. Let me rearrange my team a bit so I can pre-damage and adjust the fight how I have to. Alright. This has to get slightly some damage, only a little bit. This has to be pre-poisoned to dodge Fiction. This has to be the max HP basically to trigger to be in Blaze, but have as much HP as possible in Blaze. I want to double confirm that on the calc. 87. And this looks good to me. I'm in Blaze. Awesome. And I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't really matter what you have. I can just use it as an eject button. So I don't need like any items. You definitely need the white lens here. You need something else. This is the Jaboka berry to proc a certain item on the champ fight. Wait, hold on, I want to double check. Jaboka is the one which triggers on physical damage, yeah. This would be embarrassing if I wiped to this shit. Alright. This is the eject button, I kinda need it. Doesn't hurt if I have it. And I need another cast step for my superior. Alright. How are we feeling? Nipping at my feet. I think that's good. I'm not sure. You do a great job though. I also wrote in caps lock that I have to restore some of the PP from Pyroball, but I did with the Pokevile. That's nice. Alright, this is Champion May 6mon. Single fight, the only single fight in this Elite 4. It has some synergy with a Sun team. It has Photosynthesis user, 1 high damage fire type user, which can snowball quite quickly. But I'm confident that I can still claim victory here. I can check like one more time. Only double check that I never died to some bullshit here, but I did this like 2 times already before I even went live. Yeah. Should be good. Alright. And I don't need Great Tusk. There is maybe like a fiction scenario where I wanna have a lot of tempo and just wanna have like the same one out again in the same turn. That's why there's like this weird setup. Don't think about it too much, I don't think you will see it here. Alright. Let's go to the last hall. Terra, I know you're not watching this before. Terra was like my fellow Cinderace runner. We started on similar times. If you would have had this one, I'm pretty sure you would have seen what I would have seen here. And this is basically that Cinderace is disgusting on this last fight of Pokemon Lucid. One last check. We have the Custard Berry to be faster on everything on turn 1. We don't need damage boost items here. We have the White Berry. We have the accuracy to kill. And you're the cheerleader. And you're the singer, I guess, and you take a break. Alright. I'm also happy, because I'm pretty sure I will claim victory here. Let's do this. Champion May with a Koraidon lead. Brandon was like one of the rivals in this Hawam hack. I fought him like 3 times. The lore of Lucid is that like this is happening a few years after Brandon and May basically solved the Team Aqua Team Magma plot. That's why canonically the player of the earlier Emerald is like the champion right now, which is like May here. And she wants to challenge us. And she has some mons I won't technically associate with May, especially the first one. But I guess she has a Koraidon now. And the problem with Koraidon and with also with Miraidon is they have significant bulk, insane damage, and they are fast. They have 135 speed, which normally Legends tends to be a little bit slower. There's a solution to it. It requires a very likely sack from Superior here. Superior, thank you for joining me, even though you joined late to the party. I'm glad that I have the opportunity to champ you. We will glare here. Glare. Paralyze the mon. Putting its speed to 1/4. And we can revenge kill it with like the next one. It is a fighting and dragon type. So Sylveon eats this one alive. Especially if it's slowed down. I can safely Moonblast here. Because of the pre-damage, you notice that I have 4 damage of pre-damage here. It will bait out Fast Kill Blaziken. This is the last mon technically on the order. And it would always use Blaze Kick here. So I can bring in my Talonflame here. I always survive a crit plus several ticks of poison. It will never SD here because it sees a kill. And if you remember, I said that Talonflame had 30 attack. And this is very important. I use this Jaboka Berry because Blaziken has a Focus Sash, which now is disabled. Sure, it gets a speed boost, but I have Gale Wings. And Acrobatics deals 88%, especially because I got rid of the item right now. I get a fast kill on Blaziken. And it gets even more ridiculous than that. Because the next one is Flutter Mane, an absolutely cracked and unethical mon. With 448 speed right now. Because of my ability, Talonflame can do one last thing for me, and this is set up Tailwind. Fluttermane kills obviously with everything. I put the poison here because there were like some fiction scenarios where it sees a kill but it don't scores because of the 8 roll. It dies now, and now I can basically just score the last 4 goals. Cinderace and Tailwind is faster than 448 speed Fluttermane. I am in Blaze. Pyro Ball doesn't even like kill, it annihilates it. It does 240% damage. Because May is so nice of you. It's so nice of you that you put up Sun. The only one which is left which can withstand this onslaught is Latias, a Soul Dew wielding Latias. I can U-turn here, still deal around 50%, and I can bring in my Sylveon here. It can be Mistborn or it can be Dragon Pulse, it doesn't really matter. This is the Mistborn. Because I equipped it with an eject button, I can bring in literally my ace to the perfect position. I can bring back my Cinderace here. I have one more turn of Tailwind, this is the last turn, and this is all I need. Latias would have been faster. It is not with Tailwind. I have a Pyro Ball kill right here, right now. There are also like two very threatening mons left. One is an Ancient Power Galarian Moltres. If you are a Penguin runner on Run and Bun, you know what this means. But you don't fight it in Sun. Goodbye. This straight up kills. And my ROM is not active anymore. What the fuck? Hello? No! Why? Oh no! My ROM didn't just like close itself. That's cool. Okay, I guess. I have no idea when I saved last. Oh, come on. Okay, believe me when I say Cinderace had like would survive Ice Shard here. And it would have also killed like the fucking Excalibur in the back. I don't know why it fucking closed itself! What the fuck was this? Oh come on! That's so anticlimactic! Alright. I guess I do this again because I have to fight Janine. What the fuck is this? Come on! I want to see chat right now. Yeah. Yeah, hi Lamau. I have no idea why. Fuck this shit. Well, let's do the 2 fights here and then save again and let's do it again. Fuck this shit. Alright. The one in a few times where you see me speedrunning. This was this. This was this. I hope you like Nightcrow. Great task positioning. Baiting kills, not baiting Gengar, blah blah blah, you heard the shit. This is Tailwind. Blah 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 blah. Limora dies, Toxic Debris, whatever, I don't care, blah 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 blah. Articuno. Gengar. Knockoff. U-turn. This was Glow, yeah. This is knockoff. Don't call guitar, guys! Don't do that! This is Emberwing. The Ganondorf again. Earthquake. Acrobatics. Die. Gengar dies, cool. Just body, I don't care. Yeah, Janine's done, cool, blah blah blah. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's save here. Let's do fucking Jasmine again! Give me like 3 minutes, guys, and then I have it. I will cut this shit for the YouTube video, you can bet your ass on that. Let's do this here, let's do this here, let's do this here. Cinderace here, Talonflame, Pokesash, Pokevile, 22 HP, doesn't matter I think which exactly, 27, 64, 183. Okay, let's do the berries. Custard. No, not Jaboka, fuck the shit. Miracle Seed. For this one, white lands to ensure accuracy. This was the eject pack, and this was the eject button. The other one doesn't matter. 183, 64, 22, 77, okay. Alright, this was round 3. Hi Jasmine, never seen you here. Yeah, that's cool, interesting story. Yeah, intimidate, yeah, very, very cool mon, very, very hard to kill, blah 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 blah. Yeah, protect here, boom burst, cool, that's cool. Toxicity, really cool mon, now it dies, I'm so sad, blah blah blah. This is Cinderace. This is Pyro Ball on here, Energy Ball on here, balls again, you can spam balls if you want to. And this is goodbye. This is Rotom, this is Tapu Lele. This is Leaf Storm. Rotom dies, Tapu Lele dies to the Pyro Ball. Another Metal and Metagross come out. I protect here. I get here to the guaranteed Trail Blaze. Yeah, blah blah blah. Superpower, that's really really cool. Pyro Ball, overheat. Okay, blah 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 blah. On my Focus Sashmon, Pyro Ball. It dies. Psychic Fangs, I always survive. Oh, I gave it an eject button, I guess, whatever. Cool. And this is Pyro Ball. Whatever, Headlong Rush. It just dies. Cool! More goals. That's cool. Yeah, cool, cool. Alright! Let's do this again, shall we? Let's save again, just in case. This is here. This is here. Champion May, Talonflame, Cinderace. I wanted to see you on the verge of death. This is 87 HP. No wait, I want to use Pokewile for the PP. Okay, now we have to do this again. 1 HP. 4 points of damage. The poison status. 87 HP. You die. Alright, and now... where are my berries? There. Castor Berry. Eject button, cool, it already has it. This is the Broker. Castor Berry 1 HP, 294 eject button, Jabroka pre-poison, full HP Ember Wing, White Lands full HP Max and Blaze, Ace, whatever the fuck you are. Okay. Alright, Champion May, ladies and gentlemen! Let's do it slow again! Why not? Well, I hope it's everything right. Castor Berry 1 HP, Eject Button 294, Jabroka pre-poisoned, Talonflame, White Lens 87 to annihilate everything. That's cool. Alright! Now, this is obviously Champion May, a fight which I've never done before. Yeah, there's very important lore, that's cool. So, there's a Koraidon, very very threatening mon, very very fast, very very bulky, very very not easy to kill. Basically you need to sack one mon, this will be my superior. And we glare here. PP check. Well, now I'm fucked, guys, if I haven't restored it. Let's have a look. I think I used like the Pokewile. Yeah, we're good, we're good. I planned for this, guys. Alright, this is Moonblast, we always kill. What a strange sound of a Pokemon. This is Blaziken, fast kill, Blaze Kick, never sets up here. Max attack, Talonflame can switch in, survives a high roll crit, survives 2 ticks of poison as well. Because I have a Migimon, I know that you guys spammed it. Turboka triggers the Focus Sash, which Blaziken is holding right now. Acrobatics deals 88% damage, so I barely have enough damage to get a fast kill here. Right, this is fast kill photosynthesis flutter main, what a sentence. And we can tailwind here because we have a very balanced ability here. And it can kill with literally every move it has. Fucking Pokemon. Thank you, Talonflame. I couldn't have done it without you. Very, very easy one. Let's go to Cinderace. It is in Blaze. I'm faster because of the Tailwind. Hyper Ball just kills here. Bazo, you're really happy that that bird is dead. I'm not sure if that's like a good thing, but okay. This is Latias, that's the only one I can't kill here. I can U-turn. It will use Mist Ball or Dragon Pulse. I can go to Sylveon here. I either score the kill with Sylveon or I get ejected out. Okay, this time we have another line, I guess. Now we can Moonblast it because Tailwind is still up. I'm still faster. This also gets the job done. I think this is now Excalibur, yeah. It will trigger my eject button now. Sylveon could die here. But it doesn't really matter. I survive, let's go. Alright. This time I can go to my Cinderace, which is still in Blaze. And this motherfucker will Ice Shard now, because it sees that it's dead as fuck. But I survive it, even a crit. And now we hope that my MGBA is really, really nice to me and don't crash on the literal worst time ever. Alright, and this is Moltres. And you saw it die earlier, and you see it earlier, and you see it die now again. Maybe you don't like Moltres, I don't know, but you see it again dead now, I guess. And this is an absolute flawless Lucid 4 stream. Easy. Why the fuck did my MGBA do that? But it's fine. And you guys spammed a lot of goals, I guess, so I think you guys had a lot of fun. And we are the new champion of Hoenn several years after Team Aqua and Team Magma did their thing. And now I can wing post in another channel like a fucking degenerate. And maybe I can spam goal. I like the fact that you guys spam goal. I like that. Alright. Obviously it was very anticlimactic. I know I really care about the viewing experience. Even though I hide on YouTube. I'm sorry that this happened. I hope you guys believed me that I still had to win in the back. Gita, if you see this, you got my back, right? But yeah, this was Lucid. I started this in November last year. I was traveling, I was at home for like more than a month. And I just really wanted to take the time because this was attempt free. Because I never fully wiped or I never reset. I always reset because of like new patches got released. Maybe it's considered a new A1. I don't care about attempt counters. What I do care is that the quality of the run is good. I wanted to take my time, and I did that. You really have to be careful about Lucid and the AI, especially if you're running unpilled. You have to learn a lot. I cannot believe that I never lost my Togedemae stupidly towards Stomping Tantrum, because there are a lot of these traps in the early game. gladfully my Togedi survived all the way through it. I'm very glad that it did. Maybe that's like a good time to like vocalize my thoughts on Lucid overall as a game. I think it's a bit unfortunate that like the first release was not as polished, and I know that like many people in the back, not only Rain but also Charlie and of course several awesome people who do this in their free time, put this game to a state where it's really enjoyable. If you want to do hardcore Nuzlocke runs, but you don't want to have the insane time commitment which Run and Bun is, hey, maybe give Lucid a try. It is not as hard as Run and Bun. You get like a lot of like broken stuff which you wouldn't get in Run and Bun. You get Meteor Beam, you get reusable eject packs and eject buttons. But this doesn't really matter because the fights are still good, the fights are still challenging. The end game is maybe a little bit too easy, and sometimes the fight quality really varies in splits itself. So basically you fight like a trainer which is solved in 5 minutes, and then you have to fight a trainer, you have to look for 5 hours on it. This can happen in this game. But if you're a slow player and you want to take your time, this shouldn't really impact your play style. And I think it's like an awesome game. I hope that like more people will give this game a try, because honestly it deserves it. If you feel like the itch that you have like this new toy syndrome you want to live out, you want to use like the cool new stuff like Cinder Ace with like usable Pyro Ball, Mickey Greninja with buffed Water Shuriken, or just like all the cool awesome Gen 9 mons in like a challenging run, or like a challenging ROM hack, I think this is a very good place to start. Yeah, I think that like most people already knew that who are in my chat already, but I really wanted to make sure that like I put out my message, what I think about this game, out to this world. And let's be real, you can't really say anything against it because I'm the only one yapping right here now, so what are you gonna do? Alright, generally thank you guys, thank you all for all the pod members, for all the members who I can, or for all the Discord folks where I could like bounce off ideas, where I could like ask very specific AI stuff. You really helped me out here a lot. Maybe this is partially our run, I guess. And I'm happy that I got the W in the end. I'm really happy about it, and I really thank you that like lots of you folks thought that like your free time is worth watching me yapping and doing a Scuffy 4. That's really awesome. I can also give like some opinions on like the box, and I only do that because I know that there are like some folks here who are really interested about the opinions of one particular mons, and who the hell am I to deny that, and why the fuck do I have not repel on? Let's fix that. Alright, let's have a look at the mons and the valiant mons I got. Alright, let's start off with the box 14, the unfortunate soldiers who have fallen in order for me to complete this game. We have like some more fallen soldiers, unfortunately. Obviously these mons are really good. Cinder Ace was really good. I will go into this one in detail in a while. So basically this game also has like some kind of like unspoken rule, and this rule is that if you get the win against Juan, which is like the 4th gym leader of this game, there's a highly likelihood that you should win this run. Obviously there are like obstacles we have to like overcome, but Juan is like one of the main luck checks maybe. It's also relatively early in terms of like placement and stuff like that, and good players should be able to at the very least come very close to when you defeat Juan and you have like an acceptable box with like not too much deaths. The deaths you can see here are victims to Juan. I didn't realize that Bellybolt would be like a little bit more broken than I would have given it credit for. I used it for like my Basco Legion counter because it has own tempo, and this Basco Legion is in rain, it has water pulse. I thought it was good to sack it. I would have maybe looked for another line here, because I think Bellybolt is like a nice mon. Grumpig is very, very bad. It did its job for Sydney, which is basically chip and be a button. If you know, you know. And then I had like a really, really long streak where I didn't lose any mon. I had like a clean Winona split, clean TNL split, which is like really, really nice. But I lost a lot of mons in Flannery split. Whimsicott I lost to the Tailwind section, which was like an unfortunate circumstance of like getting high roll, then getting crit, baiting something I shouldn't bait this early. And then I chose to sack Whimsicott over, I even think Moshana, because I did get some value of Moshana Yawns. And I had like other suitable grass types, or I knew that like I would get suitable grass types. Maybe this was a mistake in retrospective, but it was a really, really good mon. It helps a lot with like early game. The CGI, these are like the victims of literally Flannery Gym in this game. Has a Magma Storm ability, so the bullshit you see in Run and Bun in Hellroom, you see this in the whole gym. With the exception of Flannery herself. I had the choice more often than not to rather spend resources, and I mean mints and or scales, or save mons. And you get a lot of encounters in this game. So my death counter skyrocketed in this split, but these were all planned sacks, and I would have done the same again, to be honest. These mons were very, very niche. The CDY maybe was like the first fight. Electros was decent for the early game, and then it was really, really crucial on Hexmania Cole with the slow blow, quick draw in Magma Storm as a lead, which creates a lot of variance. If you can guess to acid it, which Electros can, and then sack it, you have the ability to get clean lines on this fight, which usually could be really, really hard. Mr. Rhyme, Salazzle, Halucha, Torterra, and Claydol, these all died to like the two last trainers, which have basically 5 or 6 months, while still in full Magma Storm, and they have shit like Reshiram or Zekrom. They are basically like needed to get like the mons in, etc, etc, especially on like Keegan, which is like considered one of the hardest fights in the game. I didn't wanna like deal with it and just wanna have like the clean line of like sacking, get through with it, and I'm good to go. First Class was my goat for Flannery. It enabled like a cool lead line, which basically led me to like an encore position, and I could sweep with Dragapult and Helping Hand. But it needed to die turn 1. It did. I got it very, very late, so that's why I couldn't get much use of it. I think you can get First Class early. If you can get it early, it's cool. It's nice because early Ghost type, it helps up early. I think there has to be like some usage of it. Because I got it so late, it didn't see much play at all, so I was fine sacking it on Flannery herself. Overquill was the first fight I sacked on Victory Road Caitlyn, which was a double rain fight. This was like basically a planned sack. Its job was to come in, Icy Wind to slow down the Sneasler and the Swift Swim Basque Legion, and just enable a clean line. I was in Victory Road, I was able to sack. Speaking of sacking, the last really, really threatening fight is Victory Road Edgar with like a singles sand team, which is tuned up to 11. I'm talking about Focus Band Tyranitar, Sandvale Garchomp with Life Orb, multiple Sand Rush users in Excudel and Dracovish, Ferrothorn and Enamorous with Overcoat while Perma Sandstorm is up. This is a fight where if you don't have like particularly Mickey Mons, you can't do this fight deathless. I'm pretty sure of it. I was not close to have like the ability to do this fight deathless and riskless. I had like a line where I could have done it deathless, but the risk was like I think 4% for me to completely wipe, which is obviously unacceptable. So Turtonator, Crobat, and Azu had to go. Azu and Turtonator I got really, really early. I got great usage of it. Azu especially, early game goat. If you get this mon, you really, really should be happy. Crobat, I got them on. The stats were a little bit lackluster, as you can see here. I didn't get much use out of it. I think it was literally the first fight I used it, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I maybe overlooked some lines where Crowbat could have seen some usage. I had like alternative stuff, I guess. Scully Pete, I sacked on some fight I can't even remember. I think it was MBF, which was a sun grassy terrain fight, also a double, just for tempo. It was a solid mon, nothing outstanding. And this was like my game corner mon, superior. Loved the mon, just design wise. There was like no rational to get this mon. I am aware that like if I want to get like a fast fragger in the grass category, stuff like Mioscarada would have been a lot more broken. But I like superior. I'm confident in the ability that I could make it work, and you saw it without a crash, I guess. And Talonflame I got pretty late. I didn't get that much use out of it. It started to get a little bit use in Victory Road, especially on the sun fights, because the sun fights tend to have chlorophyll users. The chlorophyll users tend to be grass types, and acrobatics, which has plus 0.5 priority through Gale Wings, is a very good counter. So yeah. Cinderace is a great mon. I was not able to find that many lines on Flannery split, but like the splits before, it was disgusting, and you see like how much neutral targets it threatens to the straight up Oko. It was really cool. And Toxtricity, a goat for Sydney, which killed and saved itself from Samurott with a crit. And it was my main Venona sweeper, while I also set up Tailwind with Tyranitar and as a rock slider. We were not gonna have been really hard if I didn't have Toxicity. I'm glad that I had it. Yeah. Overall, you can see like lots of mons here. I don't think it makes much sense to go over all of them. Special shoutouts definitely goes to Hyperia, a disgustingly physical bulky mon. And this mon killed Zekrom and Reshiram with Rockwrecker, and enabled an Encore line on the Flannery fight itself, which obviously is very cool. Very solid mon, very nice. Sinistra, initially I was not that happy about, but then I realized I'm a degenerate stall player and I got a ghost type, and I have healing. I found some usage, believe me with that. It's a nice mon. Tyranitar, solid, not outstanding, but on the very good side. It does usually what Tyranitar stuff does. It doesn't have Sandstorm, so it's not as bulky as you might think. But it's a really solid mon, obviously. And low kicks, I'm pretty sure I sometimes misplayed. Low kicks is a really good mon because you get some disgusting Okos with Swarm first impression. But sometimes I overlook them. I overlooked them, for example, on like a fight where the lead is Quick Claw Terra, and it would have made the fight really easy, and I overlooked that, which I guess is my bad. Low kicks didn't see much use, but if it was used, it saw use a ton. Yeah, well, and now the mon you are all really looking forward, I guess, to see at the E4. So if you guys don't know, I did Lucid with not that much knowledge, especially in the early game. And I didn't realize that Altering Cave is maybe in an area where I shouldn't get an encounter. Maybe I should hatch my Eevee egg there. I didn't know that, and I got this guy. And it certainly is a mon. And believe it or not, this mon saw more usage than you might think. Because I was not hesitant to throw it in any garbage matchup I saw, including gym leaders, just to get up Yawn. It always got up Yawn, and if it got crit, like maybe the turn afterwards, I don't really mind, because it's a pick with like min attack. I don't really mind, but for some reason it survived everything. It got usage on Steven, it got usage on some fights in TNL Split, it got usage on Flannery. It has decent bulk, it's especially on the special side, so it can be used as like inject button to reset tempo. But it straight up didn't want to die, and shout out to the mon, I guess, and this should maybe encourage you that like whatever garbage mon you get, maybe you can still see some usage out of it, because let's be real, that's like the whole thing of us Nuzlockers, you know. Gyarados solid. I found a lot of usage of Alolan Executor because of a quadruple water resist, which was really nice. I really like Alolan Sandslash because you can slowly chip down infinitely with Spiky Shield if you can get in for free, or like on ice type attacks, which really helps, for example, in Watson. I really like the mon. It also was really important for like one particular nasty fight on Stellar Island. I like it. I was really happy that I got it. Barraskewda, man, some IVs, man. I can't complain about the speed here, obviously, but it was missing a lot of ranges on Flangem. That is also like one reason why the death counter was maybe a little bit higher than usual. It didn't get the kills it should get, but it saw like more usage on BR. It was cool, I guess. And Eldegoss obviously was really cool. Jellicent was cool, especially on Stellar Island, because you get Covert Cloak and have degenerate heal sets. So we can legitimate the PP stall, which is really cool. You get Nightshade. I want to really mention this one, because Nightshade is a really cool move if you need precise damage, because it can never crit. So this is like really nice for like a slow and tanky mon where you want to deal consistent damage. In terms of like goats, Noctowl was my Terrapagos counter on Phoebe, which I didn't expect, and it was definitely going to die if it got double crit, but it never got crit even once, and I can't complain about it. It's a really solid mon, and I got plus special defense, and this was like the reason why it was usable in the first place. You could have used or debuff a lot of mons with Roost Stall and or Scary Face, which is like really cool. Obviously damage output is abysmal, but sometimes you don't need these mons. Sometimes you just need like some glue mons which are tanky and can do stuff. Especially Milotic, I think this is like some kind of like mascot, I think, overall for me, because of one of my run and bun runs. Obviously I like the mon. I didn't get that much use out of it as I have hoped to. I never got like Marvel scale though, to be fair. It was my sequence killer on Phoebe, can't complain about that. Saw occasional usage here and there. I didn't get like the degenerate PP stall usage that I got from Run and Bun New Game Plus though. And Lapras, I'm surprised I didn't see that much people talking about Lapras, but Lapras was a really solid mon because you get relatively early rain routes in a run, and Lapras is the mon where you can basically throw at it. It has shell armor and basically can barely survive some matchups, while you can just deal with the threat. It was like on the cusp of it. It was not great IVs, as you can see right here, but it was just enough, and it saw very lots of usage, especially in the mid game. Really cool mon. Dragonite, kind of like a Swiss arm knife. You see that I very much customized its use set, especially with like the Earthquake for Riker. We don't talk about Riker, that is not a good fight. And also like one of my early game goats, I noted like I made some people mad just by posting this. I don't have to talk too much about it. Some people from Run and Bun maybe think, oh no, it has Iron Fist, it doesn't have guts, it is a bad mon. It isn't a bad mon, especially if it has Mach Punch and Drain Punch. This is disgusting. I shouldn't get this. It made so many fights free. And also shout out to maybe Absol, early detect user. Not really that great stats, also like not great nature, but it has sharpness, a Gen 9 exclusive ability, strengthening slicing moves, and it's gotta be slicing with Night Slash and stuff like that. I had to like combine it more often than not with like Icy Wind, for example, on TNL. But really cool mon. And even though it had these stats, which is not that bad, but like the speed really hurts, it got a lot of usage, so it was really cool to use it. And we have like the Avoid box, so this is like the box where these were like mons which I think from my knowledge were obviously champed. And pretty much all of these mons are really good, maybe excluding Waylord and Basque Legion. All other mons are really great. I got the Mickey Ogre Pawn. Yes, I also got like the max attack here on stream. I got like the Chichinu here, which I only used once, and this was in Flannery, because I am usually looking at lines without Encore, and only Encore is like the last resort. I know that like people sometimes do it the other way around. I got Thunderous, was really cool. Tapu Koko just missed the stats it needed. And my Togedemawa was the first recipient for a mint. I didn't dream all my Togedi, and I needed Adamant for Juan. I don't know why I didn't GMO that, but I had to pay my admin mint here relatively early. Got the job done. What can you say, you know? Other mons are great. Weavile sees occasional usage, but if it sees usage, it's really good and essential on many leads and threatening fights. Dragapult is cool, but gets like the very high damage output moves relatively late. So it's like a late goat. Escavalier is disgusting. Everyone who got one in Escavalier with like Shell Armor knows that. And this gets even more moves, especially close combat and Razor Shell. Which is obviously really good. This is like really great. And also Houndoom was really good. The main difference between Lucid Houndoom and Vandenborn Houndoom is that it gets overheat, and this changes a lot. a lot. Really solid mon. You can't complain if you get this mon. Yeah. I think I yapped enough. I think I talked about every mon I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't see like any mon where I feel like particularly the need to like yap about. And I already yapped enough. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I thank you very much for joining me on my last fights on my Lucid journey. I'm glad that I got like a dub with like 3 of my favorite mons in the Sylveon and Superior. I'm glad that there were like no technical issues at all. This is always great. And you know the rule. If you hear me yap, that usually means that I'm doing an E4. But I did an E4, so chances are high that maybe you don't hear me yapping about in its stream for a long time. Let's see. Let's see when Terra will release his game. I'm pretty sure it will be great. Alright, I think that's it. I have nothing more to say. Rate one of your content creators of your choice and just spam that video I sent you here, I guess. And spam the LSM2 dance, the best emote of Twitch. I think I yapped enough. Thank you guys, honestly. And, well, see you on the next journey. Bye!